Guess we're fighting one of these either direction we go, but we want to go this way anyways, because we want to hit this this quest. Maybe get some permanent bonuses for the campaign. I like the squad that we have. Admittedly, I really do like having the guaranteed stance removal of this, because I have been messing it up a little bit. So what I might actually do here is really quickly munch a couple of items that we're not using, just to get one more talent point, just so I can get this ability that moves a minion 2 spaces. It's cheap, which I like, so that if we do need to interrupt a stance, we can do it on the cheap. But it's just kind of a backup move, and then we'll rock the same party. In this position, though, because we want to have that Dampier at the front. It kind of sucks because our tank is in the 3rd position, but I think it'll still work. Storm Caller. Abilities apply a buff to Storm Caller, increasing his initiative by 3. When 3 charges are accumulated, he uses special ability and loses all charges. Abilities apply a buff to Stormcaller. So attacks will buff this unit, I think, if I'm interpreting it correctly. Let's remove the block of you.
Yes.
That is a good crit. In fact, I'm extremely tempted to just do this. You have 11 health. I hate to spend... Oh, you know what? A trap will do it. I was going to say I hate to spend the Wrath on one of your abilities that can hit the back line, but technically we can do that with a trap. And it'll, I guess, knock block off of the unit behind you, which is acceptable. You know, that's some extra bonus use out of that attack. And we'll make you go insane. I forgot to re-equip the thing that we that makes them guaranteed insane, so I'm lucky. Purging Contact, meaning that attack receive 59 damage, excuse me. Yeah, I should have definitely re-equipped that Shackle, but I got a little bit lucky that they all went insane. Maybe I did re-equip the Shackle. Yeah, maybe I did. Look, I don't know. Anyways, I gotta kill you at some point. You're scary looking. When 3 are accumulated, uses a special ability. You explode. You heal when you deal damage. I should have looked at your ability earlier. You are unlucky, as are you. You have Betrayal, though. Did you buff this unit? Yeah, you buffed him. You didn't attack him. I guess we went after you moved anyways. I guess we should focus on the frontline dude. Next turn we'll be able to purge his protection, and then maybe we can kill him. We might have to just let the Storm Ruler live for a little while. I hate to say. Buff. Recovers vigor equal to 100% of the damage dealt. It's annoying. I could stun you. I do have that capability. That seems pretty effective. See, this party, this enemy composition, I do feel like I'm better at stunning them than just interrupting stances, because stunning them means that, you know, this unit isn't going to receive a charge. We have more time to kill them. That seems good to me. I'm gonna have you... Wait. Oh my god! He hit for 60! On my tank! And he's unlucky! Holy shit, dog. That guy, so this guy could like one-hit KO any unit if he crits. That is scary as all hell. We have to kill you. Luckily we get a billion turns to do it. Yeah, that is just like very scary. But luckily, we are very able at dealing with these guys.
No mercy.
Just keep, you know, dashing forward. We'll keep stunning him so he doesn't even get a chance to use his ability. Even though he's got Betrayal... Oh, nice shot. Even though he's got Betrayal, we gotta get him. And 3 Comedian, you need a kill. Oh, we're gonna finally get you a kill.
As worthless as you were in life, you will be worth something in death.
Thank you. You are now slightly more buffed up. Ignores armor and block, so this will hit. You should remove that last block. You're also going to heal on your next turn. We did gain a little bit more mana and wrath. I like that ability, I really do. I like gaining the recharge, especially if we're going to be in a combat where the enemies are hitting multiple times. Like those automatons. They hit 3 times, and if they hit this unit, that's 15 mana back. That's pretty decent. You have to do this from the front, huh? Well, in that case, you're gonna have to lunge to do it. I do want you to use your heal for the KO. So if I have to stall for it, I will. There we go. That's a pretty good fight. Zane, you have a good day. Thanks for being here. Okay, things are looking up. A free minion. Let's go take a look. A bone, a banshee, or a zombie. Give me a zombie. I might never use him, but I like to have him. I like to see him. I'm just gonna put them both in there, I guess. They're still leveling up. I mean, I'm not using them, but Milkjug, my Banshee, is like the 2nd highest level unit I have. Like, they're tied for the 2nd highest level unit I have. I have a bunch of 25s. They're doing a pretty good job. Okay, I did equip the shackles too. Just gotta make sure. I don't want to make that mistake and be like, oh god! So I really do think that we just do the same thing. In order to stun the Stormcaller. I might want to have a Bride to guarantee interrupt stance on the tanky boy though, which means we might want to get rid of Black Falcon, our Dark Knight, and instead put on a Bride. Just so that we can guaranteed do that and interrupt the stance, because if we can't interrupt the stance, we're going to be a little bit screwed. We could also get rid of the Dampier. However, the units will have a lot of block we'll need to punch through. Some of them will have armor that the negation really helps on. We could get rid of a ghoul for a fight and be like, hey, look, I know we use ghouls a lot, but we don't need to have a ghoul. Or we could get rid of our tank if we think we're going to be able to output enough damage quickly enough. Yeah, because the tank, it benefits from a long, slow fight, but if we don't need it, we could just say, hey, no thank you. And that does seem like a decent loadout. As long as we can always warning shot, and we can warning shot from anywhere to interrupt stances and ignore ward. So that seems like a very good unit to have. So I kind of like it. We could bring along a vampire instead of one of these units, because they're going to get that mass damage buff. In fact, we could use them instead of the ghoul, but I really still like the ability of punching through blocks. Technically she can do it though with her multi-hit. So what if we just do that? What if we just do this? I don't know, that seems like a pretty decent strategy. Buff your crit chance a little bit, and we'll give this one a shot. Milkjug is your top lieutenant running things behind the scenes. I like that idea. I like this party. Watch me now, my love. Behold my birthright. Sorry, wrong voice for that one. So the Stormcaller, we're going to stun you. Living armor, we got to kill you, and we can't use a spell until that happens. We need to punch through the armor of somebody. Who are we going to go for first is the question. Well, first of all, we're going to make everyone go insane. Then I think we should go for the living armor. It's going to be easy to kill. And it doesn't go insane either. So Cowardice, Hopeless, Cowardice. Hopeless is pretty good. Removes all blocks and wards immediately, so we don't even need to worry about punching through. Decreases damage dealt by 50%. Also very good. It's a very good unit to try to kill as quickly as possible. And 2 units that are Cowardice, we could just try to make him have a heart attack. That would probably work. But what we're gonna do is... I mean, we could go for the Stormcaller. Because they lost all of their protections. We don't have to go for the living armor anymore. You're gonna wait. You're gonna hit. You hit. The base damage of the vampire is 104 to 112. The vampire just does 100 damage right now. That is insane damage output. My lord. In fact, the vampire has killed this unit on this turn. Now, unfortunately, the vampire is not going to be able to move for a turn, so we're going to have to try to kill him ourselves, but man, that's a lot of damage. 47 to 50. That is a kill.
Being born was your first mistake. Opposing me? Your last.
Your last. We're gonna stun you because you are not blocking anything. Just make sure you can't get charged. I don't even want to know what your ability is. This body feels no pain. We take a little bit of damage, but we can heal with our Dampier. Hey, a strange med, thank you for the resub for 4 months. Yee! How you doing? Hello, welcome to the stream. Don't attack you. Attack you. No, you stall. My bride, every turn, they're gonna wait. They're gonna pass their turn, because if this guy puts up a stance, I need to be able to break through it as quickly as possible. And that's how I'm gonna break through it as quickly as possible. Skellington does not have his upgraded skin. That is a very good point. I should deal with that, shouldn't I? Okay, who needs buffs anymore? You have 8 stacks, so if you get a kill, that would be perfectly acceptable. Let's use the one that just does more damage. It's not really that much more likely to kill. In fact, Skeleton can do 4 attacks, so I'm gonna let the Skeleton kill the Storm Ruler here.
This will be your end.
Except we're just gonna do a good crit, apparently. But this should ice you. Oh god, I hate this camera shake. It's starting to give me a headache. I gotta close my eyes whenever the Skeleton attacks, because it's just shake, shake, shake. I'm doing the shake motion, but unfortunately you can't see me. You just have to believe. 63 damage. Ugh. There's the stance, and that's what you save break stance for.
Savor these last few heartbeats.
It's actually going to give him a heart attack here in a moment. But now that you have no damage reflection on, I can just try to ice you. In fact, what I can do is stun you, just to buy me like one extra turn. So you don't do anything! Pride. Pride's just gonna wait. I really do not want to give them a chance to do anything. You know, I don't want to give them a chance to put up a block and then keep this guy alive for another turn. Wow, it's 144 damage. So now we'll stress attack him. And he is hopefully just gonna die. Crit. That's a heal for 33. How much money for a face cam stream? Infinite money is correct. Manuk has the correct answer. Infinite squared money? Infinite squared money, or like 100 subs or something. You know, when we hit some landmark, I'll start doing some more special things for YouTube and Twitch and et ceteras and ceteras. This is a elite golem, but I can still make everyone else go insane, so I really don't want to mess up the party. Although we should make sure we're doing things correctly. We want to stun the guy up front so he cannot explode. We're going to make him go insane. The vampire is going to do a lot of damage. Twigbreaker is going to do a lot of damage. We do not need the Bride of Iratus, though. These units do not have stances, except for the one in the back. And by the one in the back, I mean the one in the third position. That sorceress, it's not actually a sorceress, I already forgot the name of him. The orange head. She can output a lot of damage with her ability, and we need to be able to punch through that. We can with what we have. We can always interrupt stance with the with you. So I really do think that we like this party. And in fact, the skeleton can also interrupt stances. So yeah, we don't need to have Twigbreaker on this one. We could bring in someone else, like another ghoul, just for raw damage output. And I kind of like that idea. Because I like the ghouls and their damage output. It's a lot of damage output. And I like having the vampire in the back. It works, and the vampire also just does a lot of damage by throwing the knife. Yes, it does move him back, but oh well. You can just hang out in the back and throw knives that crit for 150 damage. Oh no, you're not hitting that 225% damage crit. Oh well, so be it. It's fine. So yeah, we can definitely use a ghoul for this one. Just make sure that you pay attention to when that unit enters a stance and deal with it. We have 2 units that can do it because they can get stunned as well. So this is going to work. Sounds good. What if Abe is Shamano? But who's phone? I think... I mean... Can we kill you in one turn? I mean, this guy's gonna get buffed. Maybe we should go for, like, the Blade Mistress first. Make sure that we can kill the unit that can... good hit. That they can just do a lot of damage and put themselves into stances, because once they're gone, no one's going into a stance anymore. Unfortunately, you have to wait just in case they go into a stance. Remove debuffs. The debuffs didn't even do anything to you. Ward protected us from that attack. Skeleton finally gets an action.
Ooh, hope there will
And
still
now the
be enough
vampire
left to
is stronger.
reanimate.
Unlucky, cowardice, cowardice. So they're going to be doing stress damage to each other. Not ideal, but oh well. And, I mean, I could lunge forward and knock out their blocks, but that's kind of what the Dampier's for. That's 144 damage crit. That's why I just want to attack with the vampire. I don't want to use the ability that, that, you know, ruins their block and ward, because who cares? Plus 15 luck, critical damage increased by 15%. Man. We need to make sure you get stunned, which means the ghoul needs to lunge on the next turn. So we gotta kill you. We also need to kill you. But if we stun this guy, then we have another turn to deal with him. So we're gonna let the ghoul kill the Blade Mistress. I kind of hate it because the ghoul already has max stacks. So maybe we should instead go for this guy. We'll let the vampire kill the Blade Mistress. And the vampire actually also has a turn before she acts, so we can use him to get a kill if we need to. But we need to stun this guy up front. That's gotta happen. Then you should be able to land this. I mean, it doesn't miss, it ignores block, it ignores armor, and it does enough damage anyways. So there's the kill.
Annoyance in the world.
Their blood is mine! You're still stunned, which is kind of cool. How many stacks does you have? Do you have? You have 10 already. We need to bring these people out on, or take these people away from missions because they're already max stacked. And the vampire is also max stacked. So the only one who does not have max stacks of the buff, the spirit items, is the skeleton because he died. You have only 2 stacks. Still pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I can let the skeleton get kills on these other enemies, but we need to kill the one who explodes as quickly as possible. So I'm like, okay, let's do a... The skeleton can hit multiple times on this guy, and we can just use a spell to kill him a little bit. To do just a little bit of damage to him. I actually like that.
This wretch.
We should be able to kill him with the skeleton easily. So we'll let that happen. You're gonna hit this frontline unit. It's not a good attack, but it's decent enough.
Become part of the breathless tide.
Become part of the breathless tide. We should swap out the ghoul for the other one that we have, even though the other one does not have the ability to punch through block. What are you doing? You're gonna knock out the protections on the... We should deal with the sorceress. I didn't want to waste the attack on block, so I attacked the guy up front instead, but we need to waste the sorceress. And we should be able to, because there's 74 damage right there. And there's 93 damage right there. Pretty effective. Well, I mean, you should punch out his armor. Hey, Lucky13, hello, welcome to the stream. Darkest Dungeon clone? It's Darkest Dungeon meets Slay the Spire meets Dungeon Keeper. The combat of Darkest Dungeon, the exploration of Slay the Spire with your path selections, and you play the bad guy. It's pretty fun.
Impale this
Hey, a
wretch.
strange med, thank you for the cheer. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
So,
Good to be sure.
this is what 1,000 years of evolution
Get the
looks
camera.
like. Pathetic.
It's not infinite, but it's something. Alright, look, we'll have to do it at some point. It'll have to happen. We'll have to do a, I used 2 spells! No wonder this guy's hitting hard. We gotta kill him. have to put up a webcam on something. I don't know. On a game that's not Iratus. The skeleton can get a kill. The skeleton can get a kill. Nice. Okay, the game. Yeah. Okay, we're good. It took a minute. It took a minute. Oh, yeah. What first? Webcam or better internet, so our internet doesn't constantly go out all the time. I wish it would tell me. Like, I know that when it's kind of grayed out, that means you looked at it, but just gray it out if I can't upgrade anything. I got no points to spend. What do you need? Health is good. Crit chance and evasion don't really help out that much. Raw damage is also okay. I actually feel like raw damage wouldn't be that bad. And then we can also give you evasion and crit. And save the other point. Acceptable. Now, a quest. It's so tempting to keep the skeleton and the vampire, make everyone go insane. We're gonna swap people off though. Skeleton needs to heal. And we're gonna replace everyone with these units just so we can get them some more training. We're also going to put on, I think, you? As a tank, as another possible tank unit. And give you a little bit more... I wonder what the special relic is, or the special trinket is for the Blood Phantasm. I've never seen it before. We'll give you a little bit more armor. Max level, 12. Not that high, high enough. This seems like a pretty decent party loadout, at least for the time being. We can kind of do a little bit of everything here. Not as well as we otherwise could, but well enough, I feel. And we'll put in the bride up here, just to keep them going. Okay, I like it. Because we have a quest coming up. The quest could be anything. Could be anything. What would it take to get you better internet? A company that serves us for a decent price? Woo, vacation. I think we're good. No. I almost forgot. We gotta dump this. I do like dealing more damage. I like the spirit stuff. Enemies lose 1 block.
Now
I actually do like it because we do not have the ability to punch through block as easily anymore. So that is okay. What I also do not like about this though is that we cannot easily punch through armor or resistance. We just have to do kind of raw physical damage. But at least the bride can buff themselves. And the ghoul can also put a buff on people to give them more damage. But I kind of do like making the enemies lose blocks so we can start hitting on turn 1. So if we do that, let's use a consumable because we haven't used one in a while. 30 spell power? Sure. We should be able to crush enemies with this. I accept. Let's do the quest. Let's see what we got. Ever since you slaughtered your way through the underground, you have been wondering where the humans were putting their convicts and prisoners now. Today, it seems your question is partially answered, as you stumble upon a bunch of magical cages with raving wizards locked away inside. Potential future experiments, then? You consider your options carefully. You could just continue on, but maybe you can find a use for this unexpected find. Provided you are willing to free a bunch of lunatic spellcasters. Free them to initiate battle, leave them here to get nothing, or have a blood phantasm influence them before you open the cages. They can be used against your enemies. With their minds already crumbling, it does not take much to infect them with the madness of the blood phantasm. Although you can't control them, when you open the cage, they run out into the tunnels where they will cause havoc for your enemies. I really dislike the presentation of this type of a a quest, because the madness of the blood phantasm. The blood phantasm doesn't really afflict madness. Why not madness of the banshee or the wraith or the shade or something? Like, that would make more sense. The madness of the blood phantasm, I don't understand why it was only that one unit who could do this option. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. But we do get all enemies lose vigor and sanity for 2 battles. It could be cool if we could transition that into a boss fight, but you can't. That's fine. We'll just have to do this next combat on our own. There are enemies here who can enter stance. 2 of them. Which is fine, because we can kill one quickly, but it's still a little scary. Maybe it was all 4 of them, but you only had the Bloody Mary. If there's multiple units, it grays it out as another option, I think. It did that on another event on like the first floor. There were like 2 grayed out options, and one of them was like, have a Banshee float across the traps to the other side. So you know what your options are, but you only can use one of them, or you can only use whichever ones you have the abilities for. We have the Bride, but the problem is if the enemies both use stances in the same turn, because the first position enemy can block and the second position enemy can do the high damage attack. So we need to make sure that our Bride is capable of interrupting the stance of the important enemy. Give the Bride a brain. You know, they are leveled. We need a name for this Bride. Also, hold on. Something that I was told earlier that I forgot to do. Click, 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 click. Excellent. Also, wait a minute. Click, 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 click. I didn't give them their new skins. There we go. Now they're done. But yeah, we've got this Bride. We need a name for this bride. Mary Poppins. No. Estrangement. There you go. You're my new bride. We should give him a brain. I like that idea. I like the brides, and we do need a bride for this mission in order to make sure that we can interrupt stances appropriately. So you're going to get a level 26 brain. That's pretty good. We get a lot of stat points for that, too. I think we're going to have Ward. Give me some evasion. You also need trinkets. The trinkets on my other unit are increased damage dealt, decreased damage received, and I think the first one is just increased damage dealt by like 20%. So they're really good at dealing damage. This one could increase the critical damage dealt by 50%. I actually think that's pretty low tier. Attacks restore 15% damage as Wrath. Increase spell power by 12. Wraith. Unfilled. Immune to debuffs. Can't be moved. Sets enemies on fire when you use abilities. Attacks reflect. Ally dies. Heal per combat. Nah, not gonna use those. Ally dies. Increased damage for parts. Lich only. Increases critical damage dealt, reduces critical damage received. What about increasing critical damage dealt, increasing critical damage dealt? Like stacking both of these. What do you think? And Hades, you have a good night. Thanks for being here. Twig, don't die. We'll send an alternate Twig on this one. An undead harem. They're all undead harems, aren't they? Like, super high damage crits is nice, but if we're going to be using you to interrupt stances, that's not that important. But still, high damage is pretty good. I don't know, we'll give it a shot. Reducing critical damage received is also nice because then this unit just won't get one-tapped by a crit if they are, if they lost their block and ward. We will need to buff crit chance as much as possible, which can't really go that high, but still. We'll do it. At the very least, it just, gives them a couple of artifacts that they can use. Let's see what happens. All enemies lose block. Good. You demand the max damage on yourself? Well, hopefully that's enough. Now, we gotta kill this unit basically as quickly as possible, so I'm gonna use Spell. And then I'm gonna kill him.
One by one.
Perfect. Now we literally don't have to worry about that problem I thought we would have to worry about, which is needing to cancel 2 stances. Because now that's not a problem. Okay, we are going to mark you to reflect damage. These guys do have some magical damage reduction, especially the Conjurus in the back, but it's still worth putting out there, I think. We're going to punch through your block. And we could have crit to punch through the block, but this is still acceptable. And we're just gonna start hitting you. Actually, I think I'm gonna buff for a couple of turns. It'll help to punch through the armor faster because we have no other way of doing it. You know what? We should have waited in case he stanced. My bad. What is that neon green guy? Asked Lord Aegis. Milkjug has it correct. It's the infested. It is it's a minion only available in the quote-unquote supporter edition of the game, which Bound Hades gifted me. It's very much a cursed minion. It applies curse, it deals stress damage, and as a result, I haven't been using it. Because I feel like I'm better off doing other things with my time. One day they're gonna attack my my Dark Knight. Sorry, his wow, that buff lasts. Oh, it marked him for 2 turns, but he had a turn immediately afterwards. That's not that good. Never mind. Let's see. Sorrow, stress damage. I got a bunch of skills I just don't use. You healed for 5, you dealt 24. We're just gonna have you heal yourself. How many stacks do you have, my friend? You have max stacks. The Black Falcon. Wow, okay, I guess he is not gonna need
your frail body's failed.
To get the kill. We can get the kill on any other unit here. I'll take it. You've already moved, so you're not going to stance yourself, so this might kill. So close. Stop igniting my blood phantasm. Maybe having them have the Jester's Visage is not the best idea, but that's how they can do their heal to everyone else ability. How many stacks do you have? You need 5 more for your attack. I'd rather they die on this turn. Just to be honest. Ow! Oh my lord. Just don't die. I do need them to move forward so they can.
Strength through pain.
Get the heal. Sort of make sure they heal up. It's a decent heal. I wish it was for more, but that's okay. That's such a good crit. 181 damage, a strange med crit from the Bride of Iratus. My lord. Good, and hopefully we can just, self-heal our way out of this a little bit. With this blood phantasm. I mean, they're burned and they're half dead. I don't know how to remove ignition effects. I'm just amazing, I guess. It's your first mission, too. I guess you should just wait. You know, we could make him go insane. That does not seem like a bad idea. Like, we're not going to be, we're not going to be punching through for a while, so yeah, we'll just... Okay, betrayal. It does literally nothing. Alright. Fantastic.
Hope there will still be enough left to reanimate.
Oh well. Might need some healing. I suppose if we shuffle a little bit, we can keep the
Extinction of life.
the blood phantasm in a safe position. Safe-ish, I guess. So, because they didn't get attacked on this last turn, now maybe they can get a little bit of a healing. They're healing up quite nicely, but it's not a big heal, and because it's a this ability. Because it's a set heal, it doesn't scale as we get later in the game. So I do feel like that isn't going to be wonderful forever. You know? Gotta kill you. Need to kill you. Thank you. It's like they didn't heal up that much. I mean, they healed up during the fight, but they also just took a lot of damage. Now, again, that might just be because I'm using Jester's Visage. Maybe this is not what you want to have on this unit. But you aren't going to be able to use Transfusion unless the enemy has an AoE attack. Because the enemy that we were fighting, the guy who put up a shield, he does AoE damage. He hits the front two units with a relatively low damage attack. So having the Blood Phantasm up the front is okay there because you can heal 14 to your other 3 minions. You take a little bit of damage. Whenever you want, you can heal for 18 with your attack. But maybe the Jester's Visage just means that the single targeted abilities are hitting you a little bit too often for a little bit too much damage. So maybe instead of having Salamander skin this, what you instead want is like Enchanted Heart for a little bit of bonus healing on top of it, and then something that just reduces your damage taken. Something that just offers protection. Maybe that's what you want instead. Make this unit very survivable and then healing everyone else on occasion. The problem is with Transfusion. It's this, because you can't make the enemies want to hit the Blood Phantasm. If you use Grand Transfusion, if you go into the stance, there's a chance that they're not going to attack you and you don't get any healing done. You just wasted your turn doing nothing when you could have healed for 18 or done damage or light the enemies on fire. That's why I really don't like the idea of trying to use this unit as a healer, but maybe them healing themselves is okay and all you need, and you shouldn't rely on them for healing. Because at least, the Lost Soul can heal. It's a horrible heal because it does damage to your allies, but you can give a unit ward and then heal them. You give them ward, and then if they don't use the ward, you can heal them twice in a row, which is how you do it. But that's still sketchy and awkward. And you probably don't want to give them block and ward if you're trying to roll a soul into a healer, but, too late now. Too late now. Anyways. Look, we got our Skelly back. Our Skelly is back, and he's getting us in trouble. Hey now, the Skelly is back. Yeah. We do not need souls. We're going to go this right path. We don't need mana, so we might as well just gain some health back. And we're very close to fighting another boss, too, which is pretty awesome. That only heals the selected squad. Got it. I probably have known that from the past, but just forgot about it. So we actually have 2 automatons here. We should try and not rock the Skella build this time, because the Skella build isn't going to really apply. So I think you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. No one here can go into stances. We don't need the Bride, but the Bride damage output is still good. We could rock a Vampire. I know it's not... you're already max level with your spirit stuff. I'd rather not use someone who is maxed out on their spirits, but we have lots of people who are. We could just bring them along and not use the spirit thing, which is entirely possible. And we could still bring along the skeleton. We don't have to use his insanity ability.